Vaheguru 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 Vaheguru
फरीदा काले मैंदे कपड़े काला मैं डावेस गुनही परया मैं फिरां लोक कहन दरवेस हर बेअंत हौमित कर वरनो क्या जाना होए कैसो रे करो बेनती सतगुर अपने मैं मूर्ख दे उपदेसो रे मैं मूर्ख की केतक बात है कोट पराधी तरया रे गुरु नानक जिन सुने आपेख्या से फिर गरबास ना परया रे सतगुरु नू सब वेख दे जेता जगत संसार डिठे मुक्त न होवई जिचर शब्द न करे विचार जिचर शब्द न करे विचार धन धन श्री ग्रंथ साहिब जी की हाजरी विच बैठी साध संगत जी रल मिल के फतेह पाएं जी। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। साध संगत जी, last week we got to the end of the 18th Pauri of Anand Sahib. Okay, so we're nearly at the end, nearly at the middle of Anand Sahib. This week, with Maharaj Kirpa, we're going to go through hopefully 19th and 20th Pauri. So jari Anand Sahib 40 Pauriyan hegiyan, ਅਸੀਂ ਮਨ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਜਾਵਾਂਗੇ by the end of today. So Maharaj finished off the 18th Pauri. They said, ਕਹਿ ਨਾਨਕ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦੀ ਸਹਿਜ ਉਪਜੈ ਇਹ ਸਹਿਸਾ ਇਵ ਜਾਏ. They told us that the mind is filthy with sehsa. Sehsa means doubts, shanka. या फिर तुसी कह लो कि the mind is not in peace. सहज नहीं हैगी है. Same thing, Maharaj says, until we have that peace and the doubt, until the doubt is gone, we will not have peace. You can say the opposite, we won't get peace until the doubt is gone. So they're both linked. Maharaj says, Guru Parasadi, with the Guru's grace, Sahaj Upajay. Then we will get that Sahaj, which is the calm, and Ehi Sahsa if Jai, the doubt will go. Sahaj we translate to mean also Gyan. Because when we have Gyan of Akal Purakh Vaheguru, then we know we found what we came here to look for. The thing we were looking for, we found. Then straight away we get a bit relaxed. Because if a child is lost, the mother is always stressed, है ना? Child is lost, mother stressed. But जब लभ गया, ठीक है, उन्हें गलती कितनी कित्थे गया, सी की कितना. But शुरू में सहज आ गया, माँ दे दिल विच सहज आ गया. Same for us. When we are looking for Vaheguru, we haven't found him, we're wandering around lost. But when we find him, we get Sahaj. And that is from Gyan. And the main thing Maharaj says in that party was that we must get attached to this Shabad. And also lose our ego. If you imagine, to get Kirpa of our Guru, we must go there as a beggar. We talked about this. We can't go there saying, Ki main apne karam naal karna haiga. Not my karam, but your Kirpa. So there's a limit to what we can do with our own actions, but there's no limit to what Vaheguru can do with their Kirpa. So we must throw ourselves at our Guru's feet and say, Tusi kuch karo. And we talked about this, but there's a little sakhi you can think about. Many people know about how Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj became a Guru. There's actually their Prakash this week as well. When Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj became a Guru, they'd been doing seva for many years. Some people say 14 years. They got up every morning, they got the water for Guru Angad Dev Ji Shishnan. बहुत भारी सेवा की थी उन्होंने. They destroyed their ego. But Sasangat Ji, when they got the Gurgaddi, very interesting idea, they got it because they fell down on the way and somebody laughed at them. Somebody called them Ki Nimania, Ki Nithawa Hega. Arjun, they said Amru Nithawa Hega. He hasn't got a place. And Guru Angad Dev Ji got off their own Singhasan, their own takht, got off their throne, and they said to Payamarju, Tusi aake baitho, you now have a place to sit. They gave their throne up. But there was Gyani Kulwan Singh did a very good interpretation of this. He said, the Guru is waiting for us to fall. All those years, Payamar Das Ji was doing seva, Guruji never got up and gave the chair to him. When he fell, then he was going to give his chair. So Guru is waiting for us to fall at his feet, see, give up our ego and say, Tusi kuch karo, you do it. While we keep on working on our hard effort, he's seeing, okay, you're doing good, but we haven't actually fallen at his feet. It's like Satguru ayo saran tohari. Yeah? Bani even says, Raak Prabhu pave mar. Yeah, either you kill me or you save me, doesn't matter, but I am at your door now. And in this Anand Sahib, we've already read out this Bani. Ki dehe nimani live bajo kya kare vichariya. What can those sad vichare log do, the poor people do, where they haven't got the love for God's name or for God? Maharaj says, Tudba samarth kohi nahi kirpa kar banwariya. There is no one powerful apart from you, Vaheguru. Do kirpa upon me, and es no hor thao nahi. We can say these words now, ki this person es no hor thao nahi. I've got nowhere but you. Es no hor thao nahi, sabad lag savariya. The Shabad. The Guru is Shabad. If you want to throw ourselves at our Guru's feet, we've got to throw ourselves at the Shabad's feet. The Guru is Shabad. To work out what is the Shabad saying to us and live that life. And that kirpa of our Guru leads to that Naam Gyan. And as that Naam Gyan comes inside us, we become purified and our doubts start to go, and then we get Sahaj Avastha. And if we don't get Sahaj, we don't get Naam Gyan, then we are dirty. Because we've got that we've got that dirt of Agyan. There's only two options, it's a binary code. Either we can be living in Gyan or we can live in Agyan. There's no bit in middle. Yeah? And in this body we're going to discuss what that means. Because some people have Gyan, but they don't follow it through. Some people have Gyan, they know what it is, but they're not following it, and we'll discuss that in this body as well. But really, they're in a mistake. They might think they've got the third option, I know, but I'm not doing it, but they actually got a first option. They're also in Agyan, because they're not doing it. So Maharaj in this body, 19th body, they go, Jio Maile Bahro Nirmal, Bahro Nirmal Jio Tamhale, Tinni Janam Jue Harya, Eh Trishna Vadda Rog Laga, Maran Manho Visarya, Veda Meh Naam Uttam, So Suneh Nahi, Phir Jo Betaliya, Keh Nanak Jin Sach Tajya, Kude Lage, Tini Janam Jue Harya. One says, Jio Maile Bahro Nirmal. Jio means inside. Dilo, kelo, in their mind, in their heart, from the inside them, in their soul. Jio Maile. Maile means full of dirt. And then Bahro Nirmal. From the outside these people are pure, but inside they are dirty. We know that, we just talked about this, that many people have Gyan. They have a bit of knowledge about Sikhi. They know what Sikhi is about. And even on the outside, they might have the vase of a Gursikh. They might do actions. Last body was all about Karam. Karam Kand means rituals. So when people do rituals, then they present themselves as being very religious. Yeah? That's exactly what ritual tries to do. Those people that know how to do these rituals, they look very clean. They look outside Nirmal. This is not Nirmal from clothes only, or from look, but also from the actions that they do. Jio Maile Bahro Nirmal. Don't just take this to be the physical thing. It's the whole prabhav, the whole presentation of a person, from their actions to their speech. The one thing we don't know about is what their mind is like. We talked about karma. There's 3 types of karma. Mande karam, bachande karam, and hathade karam. What we do with our actions, that's karam. But then there's also our bachan, what we say, and even people, we have our mind. The one thing we don't know is the mind. We can hear sometimes the words, mitte mitte bol ke, yeah, and we can also see the actions. But those two could still be pure, but the mind is still not pure. Theek hai na? Bani is telling us that what was inside you will come out one day though. You can't save that. Bani says again ki jo ji hoye so ugve muh ka kaya vav. Even if inside we've got the dirt, and on the outside we've trained ourselves to speak very purely, but still they will come out, because what's the hukam of Guru? that what's inside you will come out. What I'm going to do in this canto, this hour today, is relate these two Pauriya, this one, the next one, to a famous Gursikh called Bhai Suthray Shah. Many people have heard of him. If they haven't, I'll just go through his itihas very quickly. He was a Sikh at the time of Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, the sixth Guru. Bhai Suthray Shah, he wasn't born Bhai Suthray Shah. What happened is that Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji had gone to Kashmir to do Prachar. Kashmir is in North India. When they were going up there, they came across, there was a village called Baramule. Near there, they saw a dog that had just given birth, yeah, and she had a litter of puppies. And amongst, when they were walking, they saw the little puppies, and they also saw a baby crying there. A little baby was lying amongst those puppies, yeah, and crying away. So Maharaj said, "Ki onu leke aao, go bring him to one of the Sikhs," he said. And Bhai Pagtuji, he went off to go and get him. Now Bhai Pagtuji, when he came upon the baby, picked him up and brought him to Guru Sahib, he saw the baby was covered in dirt. Not just covered like he was a bit dirty, but somebody that had taken mud and rubbed it all over this kid. Pura kala karta anu. Yeah. So we can think about this, ki flip this shabad around, Jio Maile Bahro Nirmal, now swap it around and think about ki Bahro Maile but Jio Nirmal. You can think about it this way as well. What is the opposite of this? So what happened? They brought the baby to Guru Sahib. Maharaj they were on a horse, and they took their bastre and they said, "Give me the baby, give him to me." And the Sikh was like, "Maharaj, he's pretty filthy. He's very kutra." This word kutra, if you put ku in front of something, it becomes bad. Put su in front of something, it becomes good. Yeah? Sukirt or kukirt. Yeah? So this is thing in Punjabi. So they said, "Hey, bra kutra ya." And Guru Sahib said, "So what if he's kutra? So what if he's dirty?" Maharaj said. He goes, "Give him to me, I'll make him clean." See, our Guru is like this, huh? So what if we're filthy when we walk inside here? So what if when we come into Sikhi, we are kutre? Our Guru can make us sutra. Maharaj took this little baby, pyar nal, they got a safa like this, and they wiped him. Every part of his body they cleaned with that safa. Okay? Then they got a little kapda from somebody, wrapped him up. So now you know how babies, when they're all wrapped up and their head is covered, they look really cute. So now this little baby's a newborn, now he's looking all cute and clean. Maharaj kehta, "Hon dekho, sutra nahi ho gaya." And that's how Bhai Suthray Shah got his name. His name was clean, because Guru Maharaj had cleaned him themselves. Hum maile, tum ujjal karte, hum nirgun, tu data. We are those people that come in front of our Guru, maile maile hoke. And our Guru purifies us. Patit Pavan is our Guru. Yeah? The purifier of the sinners. Kutra, at that time was called a Kutra, but he was now a Sutra. Now when Maharaj looked at the baby, they realized the baby had a mouth full of teeth. Newborn with with full teeth. Very unique. And what had happened is that Bhai Suthray Shah's mother and father, when the baby was born with teeth, had consulted with the Brahmin. The Brahmin has said, "This is a demon. Yeah, it shouldn't be here. You should get rid of this baby, otherwise he will be a shrap upon your family." So because they didn't realize what to do, because they didn't have the right mat from a guru, then they got rid of the baby and put him outside. When Maharaj took him in, they found out even what his parents were. But with the permission of his parents, Maharaj then basically took Suthray Shah back to Amritsar. And then he was brought up in the Guru's household. Kero adopted son, or whatever you want to call him, he was brought up as a Guru's in charge of him. Why are we talking about him? Because his life is very funny, it's very interesting. Because from a very young age he'd been blessed by the Guru, you see, to be pure. Yeah? So when he did many actions later on, people saw them to be dirty, but actually they were very clean. Because he was acting out of his bhavna. He was Sutra actually. But this is what our Guru did. So anyway, they brought him over, took him back. And Maharaj says to us, in Bani, Guru Sahib says, "Kya hans, kya bagla, jako nadar kare, jo tis paave nanka, kago hans kare." Maharaj says, look, it's for us to learn about this. Because we think we become Sutre with our own actions. Maharaj says, "Kya hans, kya bagla." Look, a hans is a lovely swan. And a bagla is that praying mantis on one leg. Yeah? He's a pretending one. एक हैगा जियो मैले बारो निर्मल ते हंस नु कहंदे हैगे जियो निर्मल बारो निर्मल. Maharaj says kya hans kya bagla. So what is the difference between a hans and a bagla? Ja ko nadar kare. Yeah? The only difference is, one is being blessed with the Guru's kirpa. Then Maharaj says, Jo tis paave nanaka kago hans kare. If somebody gets blessed with Guru Sahib, Jo tis paave, then Maharaj can make even a crow into a hans. Even a crow can become into a swan with the Guru's kirpa. That's what happened to Sutra. He was going to die with the dogs over there, probably going to get eaten up by the dogs. But now he's a famous Gursikh. There's been books written about him. Many of us might not know about him, but there's books written about him. And later on, he became a head of Udasi Sampradam as well. Parallel lineage. He survived up to Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj's time. He was a Pracharak for Sikhi, very famous Sikh. So, Maharaj says, Bahro Nirmal Jiyota Maile Tini Janam Jue Harya. People that are Bahro Nirmal, from the outside they are pure. Their actions pretend that they're a very pure person. They know about spirituality. They do the right rituals, they wear the right clothes, they got the right outward look, right turban, right beard, all that kind of stuff they could have. But andro, maile. Maharaj said, Tini Janam Jue Harya. These people have lost their life in a gamble. Gamble. Look, gamble is a big word. Now, why would we say gamble? Because, you see, they know the truth, but they're not following it through. That's the risk. If we know the truth, then it's like a loaded bullet in our gun. We're pulling that, we're not listening to it, but one by one, we're wasting that chance that we've been given to even be taught the truth. Once, when he was about 6 years old, he was a bit of a joker, you see, Bhai Suthray Shah. When he was about 6, Guru Sahib said to this guy who had a mithai dukan, a shop for sweets, Indian sweets, he said to him, let him eat whatever he wants and I'll pay the bill. At the end of the month, just send me the bill and I'll pay it. Sutra was very happy. Every day go there, have nice hot milk, mithai, jalebi, whatever he wanted to have, laddu, then come back and Maharaj was picking up the tab. So, and the guy who owned the shop, Ramesha, he was like, chalo koi na, Maharaj is given bachan ki they'll pay the money. They just let him take whatever he wanted. One day though, he comes with his mate as well, takes 2 laddus, gives it to his friend. Now, Ramesha is like, you know what? Maharaj never said feed all of his mates as well. Who's going to give the money for this? So he says, Sutra, he's only 6 years old, he says, Sutraya, who is going to pay the money for these laddus? Sutra looks at him and he says, either he will pay, this little kid, or the one who made him will pay. The guy was like stunned by this answer. Okay. Now, Sutra then, month later, the guy turns up to the shop. He goes, look, Maharaj, he's had, to Guruji, he turned up to Guruji, he says, Maharaj, he's had all this milk and all this mithai, this is the bill. He knew Guruji's not going to argue with him about the bill, he just totted it all up and gave it to Maharaj. Maharaj said, theek hai. He called Sutra, unhu bhi leke aao. Sutra came up, said namaskar to Maharaj, said Fateh to the whole Sangat. At those times the Fateh was Sat Kartar. So he goes, Sangat ji, Sat Kartar. And then Maharaj says, Sutra ki haal hai? Are you happy? Anything troubling you? He goes, Maharaj, I'm very happy. I got God on my side, what do I need? I'm very happy. Maharaj is happy with his answer as well. Maharaj says, so you've been having a good time going to his shop, eating sweets and stuff, taking from him, Odi sweet kha rahe ho? He said, nahi Maharaj. So I never had any of his sweets. No milk, nothing. The shopkeeper gets very upset by this. He goes, Maharaj, he's been coming every day, coming to my shop. Dudh peenda hai, jalebi khanda, laddu khanda hai. Because he's telling you now, he's not taking his come. He goes, Maharaj, says again, Sutra repeats, he goes, Maharaj, I have never taken anything from him and I don't owe him anything. ठीक है ना? The shopkeeper hasn't got it yet. ठीक है ना? उन्होंने समझ नहीं आई. Shopkeeper said, Maharaj, ye mukkar gaya. Mukkar gaya means he taken something and denied it. Denies that he's taken this thing. So Sutra, you mukkar gaya, you come to my shop, you took from me, now you deny you took anything from me. He goes, Maharaj, so what if I was mukkar? He goes, nothing wrong with being mukkar. तुसी रोज जब ज़्यादा पाठ पढ़ते हैं क्यों कहते ले ले मुक्कर पाहे. He goes, many people are mukkar de, मैं कल्ला नहीं. Sutra was a bit fine like this, yeah. Maharaj says to Sutra, you got mukkar gaya, you say you denied it, but what about the next pankti? ठीक है, you got Japji Sahib's kanth na, or you got this little pankti memorized in Japji Sahib. What's the next pankti, Sutra? We all know it, Sahasana ji. एक बारी पढ़ लो. कहते ले ले मुक्कर पाहे, कहते मूर्ख खाही खाहे. So they want to read out that part. क्यों? मूर्ख खाही खाहे. How many idiots keep on eating? वही खा रहे हैं ना. and he would have become an idiot if he said the next line. So he kept quiet. Maharaj says, why don't you remember the next line? Sutra goes, Maharaj, have I got responsibility to learn every line of Bani now? He said, Maharaj, one line not enough. At least explain this. Samajh aagi main thodi gal? And Maharaj laughed at this. But then he said to Sutra, did you take from him? He goes, Maharaj, nahi. I took nothing from him and I owe him nothing because I only eat what Waheguru gives me. I only owe to Waheguru, I don't owe to anybody else. He goes, look at Waheguru, gives to everybody Waheguru. Every single person he gives. Maharaj says in Sukhmani Sahib, ki so kyo visre jine sab kich diya. And he goes, Maharaj, God gives everything to us. He never asked me for payment. God never asked for a penny. This guy standing in front of you, he's a beggar as well. Appe hi mangta haiga. He's a beggar and he's now asking me that I owe him. He's a beggar, I don't owe him anything. Now Sutra said a lot. He spoke the complete truth. Fir bhi Maharaj ne na, Guru Maharaj paid the money to the guy and let him go in happiness. You know? But Sangat ji, it's important to understand that the shopkeeper was living a plekha as well. Where there is kuda means chut. Where there is kuda, there is also what we call mail. Because mail for us is to become satyar, to become purified, to know the truth. Kiv satyara hoye, kiv kude tutte pal. Shopkeeper thought he was giving the guy anything. He thought he was owed. But in the end, everything has come from Waheguru and everything is going back to Waheguru. Nothing of us is in it. We are not date. Dadda data ek hai, sabko devanhar. Sutra understood this when he was 5-6 years old. Now why we should remember him? Because another story comes up with him. When we talk about Janam Jue Harya, you know, Sangat ji, we know a lot, but we don't follow it. Today also I went to Gurdwara in Bo. When I came in, the Sangat was talking quite a lot. A lot of Sangat was just sitting over there chatting, because you know how it is. Saturday, meet your family, Sood Bood Parke, go and talk about the kids, etc. So what, the Kirtan's going on? Who has to listen to that? What happened one day, Sutra was sitting in a Sangat as well. And the Kirtanis were doing Kirtan, and they were doing Vyakhya of the Shabad, explain the Shabad. Sutra was sitting there, most of the Sangat was chatting. Guru Hargobind Maharaj has not come into the Sangat yet. Important to learn this lesson. Sutra got up. In front of everybody he got up, he stood in front of the Kirtanis, put his back to them, and then he started to do, Satsangat ji, Sat Kartar Jio, Meri Benti sun lo. The Kirtanis saying, Sutra, what are you doing? Talking to the Sangat with your back to us, we're doing Kirtan. Stop, let us do it. He goes, no. He says, Sangat ji, you've heard what these lot have said, now listen to me as well. Now everybody's looking at him like, what's he going to say next? Because Sutra was known for being a bit of a funny guy. You know what he says? He goes, Fitte mu sunan wale de te fitte mu sunan wale de. Fitte mu means a curse upon those people. A spit on those people. Basically cussing those people who are listening and cussing those people who are making them listen, i.e. the Kirtanis. Cussed basically everybody there. As he said that, he walked off then. Chala gaya. People got a bit annoyed. What's going on here? He's supposed to be Guru Hargobind Sahib, these little, he's like the protege, whatever, they're training him up, teaching him about Bani. And he's just cussed everybody and walked off. They told Guru Hargobind Maharaj, they came in, Maharaj said, what's all this argument about? They said, this is what happened, this is what your ladla done. Maharaj said, le kya fir? Bring him here, I can't believe it. Cussed the whole Sangat, I can't believe it. They can't find Sutra, he's gone. 3 mahine ho gaye, Sutra didn't come back, he went off, he went to Hardwar. Finally, Sutra comes back one day, just sitting there in the Sangat. And the Kirtanis, they hadn't forgotten, innit? They remember that little cuss they had, innit? So they got him there, they go, Maharaj, aa gaya hun Sutra, let's get him in front of Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji. They got him there. Maharaj says, Sutra, das fir, tell me then what happened. He goes, what happened, Maharaj? He goes, they're saying you cussed him. He goes, Maharaj, how can I cuss him? I've been away for 3 months. Now, Maharaj says, Sutra, the whole Sangat is saying that you cussed him and then you left. So what happened? Sutra goes, Maharaj, I don't remember this. What happened on that day anyway? Tell me what happened. Did they say that I cussed him? What was going on? So Maharaj says to them, what was going on then tell? Because Maharaj, we were doing Kirtan and doing Vyakhya and the Sangat was sitting there listening. So Sutra goes, Acha. Because ask them, Maharaj, what was the Shabad they were doing Vyakhya of? Now the Kirtanis goes, Maharaj, 3 months have gone past. Yeah? We can't remember. And he goes, oh, what did I say to them? He goes, you said to us, fitte muh tuade, they fitte muh salana wale de. So they repeated the khas, but they couldn't remember the Shabad. Now the Sutra says to Maharaj, ask the Sangat then, what was the Shabad? They were listening, what was the Shabad? Now the Sangat can't say the Shabad either. So Sutra says to Maharaj, dekho, 3 months gone past, they say they can't remember what was the Shabad on that day, they can't remember what was the Kirtan on that day, but they can remember my words, Mere bachan, they say they can remember. Because Maharaj, what's more important? What are they giving more value to, my words or your Bani? Maharaj says, Sutra teri gal badi sahi hai. And the Kirtanis and the Sangat are very sharminda then. They're very sad, and they were looking like very shamed. Because they just realized, actually, for 3 months they've been carrying around Sutra's words in their head, remembering those, but never remembering Guruji's bachans and the Katha and the Shabad that was going on. Kyo? Jio Maile Bahro Nirmal. And then Jiyota Maile tini janam juwe harya. If our inside is dirty, our life is ruined. We lose our life in the gamble because we've come and done all the rituals. We've come to Gurdwara, we've done the Matha Tek, we had langar, we went home, but we didn't get the point of it. We didn't get the point of it because Maharaj says ki Satguru nu sab vek de, jeta sab sansar. Everybody looks at at Guru, but ditthe mukta na hove. By seeing him, you don't get mukti. Jichar shabad na kare vichar. Until you do vichar the Shabad and go into Shabad, you cannot get mukti. Because Bani is Guru and Guru is Bani. To see our Guru, we must do vichar of Bani. That's our Guru. So, Guru Sahib then said, they did a bit of Katha then. And they said, Sutra, Guru, my father, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, has done Katha of this in Sukhni Sahib. They've said ki Rahat avar, kach avar kamavad, man nahi preet, mukho gandalavat. They say one thing, they have a certain type of life. They say they have a certain type of life, but they actually earn something else. Rahat avar, kach avar kamavat. They say they've got this Rahat of a Gursikh, but actually what they earn is something else. What they actually do is something else. Man nahi preet. They haven't got true love in their heart. And mukho gandalavat. Dirt comes out of their mind. This is what we can remember by Bhai Suthray Shah. Now, why is it important to learn him? Because he was showing by example. He wasn't preaching to anybody. He wasn't standing up and shouting, you lot are bad for not listening. He just said what he said and he left. People had to come and ask him, what he said that for? And then he explained to them what was the situation behind. It was always about vichar. Nowadays we preach so much, we cuss so much, but we don't look at ourselves. This week there was an example, there was a video going on Facebook about a Granthi in a Khand Path. Khand Path is back here, the Granthi's got his headphones on, he's got video playing on his iPad, he's not doing a Khand Path. He's flicking past the panne, his head is moving, but he's watching a movie underneath. Sasanji, badi maadi gal hegi hai, main manda hai. What he was doing is no way excusable. No way excusable. Very bad thing. Picking his nose as well. Yeah? Sitting on tabya. But Sasanji, let me ask you all a question. We say this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. We point so many fingers. What about ourselves? In all the Gurdwara they say, we follow Rayat Maryada. Rayat Maryada says very clearly about Akhand Paths. There should be no Akhand Path unless someone is listening. Ajkal ki ho raha hai? Akhand Path going on, no one is listening. No one's even there, just a Granthi by himself. Is that an Akhand Path? No one listening to it? No. If you're doing it for yourself, that's fine. But somebody's paying this guy to do an Akhand Path for their family. What are we doing then? Selling Bani, innit? Ditthe mukat na ho bhai. Yeah? Akhand Path on mukti nahi milni. You won't get blessings by booking an Akhand Path. You have to do vichar of Bani yourself. You would be better off playing a video or learning of Shabad and doing vichar that in your family. You've invited the Guru into your house by the Shabad, then to sit there and having some Akhand Path done by somebody else and turn up for the Pog. What's happening in our community? Pakhand. This is not a small thing, it's across the whole Panth. 28 million people, Sikhs, are all involved in this. All the community, all our Gurdwara are dealing in Pakhand all day long. So what's happening to us? We're not getting Guru Sahib's blessings. Because I see Bahro Nirmal, Jio Maile. Inside we're actually Maile because we're not following our Guru's Bani. Jio Maile Bahro Nirmal tini janam juwe harya. We are losing Sikhi in a gamble as well. We're gambling with Sikhi in that way. Then Maharaj says, Eh tisna vadda rog laga maran manoh visarya. They say, look what's happened to these people. They've got a rogue, they've got a disease. What is that disease? Desire. Desire is that disease. Desire for money, desire for other things. Naam visar lage anlalach birtha janam parani. We've left Naam and we've grabbed onto some other stuff, some other desires. Eh tisna. Tisna, the fires. Vadda rog laga is the biggest disease. And then what? Maran mano visarya. Because look at death. Death will take away everything that we've worked for. Most of us, what we work for, it will all go. Family, friends, money, everything is gone. Bas, maut aagi. Somebody said today, what will happen after we die? The answer with the Q&A was, you lose everything you work for. Pehli gal. No one thinks about that. First things first, we lose what we think we came here to do. Yeah? So Maharaj is telling us, Maran manoh visarya, they've forgotten about dying. Guru Sahib came to teach the truth and they were not scared of speaking the truth. They weren't scared of death either. Guru Arjan Dev Ji showed us. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji showed us. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj showed us. Chote Sahibzade, Vadde Sahibzade. Yeah? Bhai Mani Singh. All these people showed us. Sikhs should not be scared of death. They should welcome death. They should realize with death, if they've been a good person, they will get mukti. But instead we're scared of death because we're scared of what's going to come next. Because we've got sahsa. We haven't got sahaj, we've got sahsa. We've got doubts. We prefer, in many ways, to live in that ritual. It's a very big risk to think you can get mukti by doing rituals. Because Maharaj is telling us again and again in Bani, we can't get it through rituals. We're going to have to go into Shabad and do vichar and then make that our life. Live upon those teachings. We pretend in society in many ways that we're okay, we're honourable, but we're not. Sadi pat nahi hegi. Even we're going to go to London and go marching around shouting slogans, but we haven't got any pat, we haven't got respect. We think by shouting we'll get respect. But you know what? You don't get respect by shouting. If you walk into a room, people listen to you, you got respect. If you got to walk into a room and start shouting for them to listen to you, you haven't got respect. Koi thodi gal sunda hi nahi. Yeah? This is what's happening to our community. We haven't got a pat, we haven't got respect outside because of what our actions are like. And we're taking the risk, we're closing our eyes and taking the risk that we will never, that Maharaj won't realize this or no one else will realize this. But it's not, it's all there. Maharaj says, Veda mein naam uttam, so sune hai nahi, phire jo betaliya. Maharaj says, in the Vedas, the naam is the most supreme thing. So sune nahi. But no one's listening to this. Who's not listening? We're not listening. Sikhs nowadays are cussing Hinduism. We don't realize naam is in the Vedas as well. And who else is? The Hindus themselves are not listening to the Vedas because they're following idol worship as well. Yeah? Remember, Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj is already somebody who's come out of Hinduism into Guru. They know all about going to Tirath Yatra. They know all about going to different places. They know all about Hinduism inside out. They were manne hoye big Hindu. They left it all to follow Guru Angad Dev Ji, who was 25 years younger than him. So Veda mein naam uttam hai, so sune nahi. They don't listen to this. Phire jo betaliya. They wander around like ghosts. Maharaj says betaliya is like a ghost. Now there's two meanings of this. One is that people pretend that they are religious as well. Many people nowadays pretend that they're religious. They pull out quotes from Gurbani. Yeah? Like Suthray Shah that day pulled out that quote in it. Ki Maharaj kete lale mukar pahe. They don't follow it all the way through. They just pull out quotes. They don't look at the whole thing and the totality. But actually, Naam is the most senior thing amongst all the Granths. And this path of Naam has been recognized by all the major texts. It's not the Sikhs that have it. The Vedas also say this. So don't start cussing other religions in that sense. Yeah? The Vedas are not to be cussed. Bani says that Ved Kateb kahu mat chuthe. Chuthe so na bichare. Don't call the Quran and the Bible and the Vedas as chuthe. That they are false. False is that person who doesn't think about them. There's gyan inside everything, but people aren't thinking. In which case, even those people that come to Gurdwara and don't think, they're also chuthe as well. Maharaj goes, then, kya hai nanak jin sach tajya, kude lage, tini janam juwe harya. Maharaj says, those people who forsake the truth, jinni sach tajya, jin sach tajya. Those that leave the truth, what is sach here? Sach is Vaheguru. Ade sach, jugade sach, Happy Sach, Nanak Hosi Pi Sach. Sach is Naam. Naam is also Sach here. All these things are Sach. Those that leave the path of truth, Sache Marg Chaldeyan, they fall into rituals, not Naam, not Sach. What happens to them? Maharaj says, Kude lage. Then they attach to dirt. It's just dirt. It's just falsehood. They attach to that falsehood and then Janam Jue Harya. They will lose their life in gamble. They're gambling. Why are they gambling? Because you know what? They're thinking in their head, maybe Guruji is wrong. Maybe I can't get mukti from an Akhand Path. Huh? Maybe Guruji is wrong. Maybe I don't have to listen to Bani and follow in my life. I can just drink and all that stuff and just give money to charity and I'll be alright. No. Can't buy God either. He's got more than you've got. Huh? More than you've got. So, we can't play the gamble. If we want to believe our Guru, then we follow it. We've all got that thing in front of us. What Guru Sahib is saying and then what we're doing. The thing is, the Guru Sahib is not wrong. So we are playing with our life in a gamble. If I don't do it, I'll still get by. We won't get by. We're going to have to follow Sikhi properly. Yeah? But purifying ourselves inside. That's what Maharaj says, ki Pariye mat papa ke sang, o dhope na ve ke rang. We're going to do now a bit of Simran. Then we're going to go into the next body, which is Jio Maile Bahro Nirmal. We can only become pure through the Naam, through Bani and Shabad, Gur Shabad. So, if we want to go inside, then Maharaj says, Tirath Naam Jao, Tirath Naam hai. The best place to go and do a ritual is the Gurdwara and sing Gurbani.
Hare
Farid ji says in his Bani ki dilo mohabbat jin sei sachya jin man hor mukh hor se kaande kachya. Those that don't have love inside them, dilo mohabbat jin, true love from their heart, sei sachya. Those are the true ones. Jin man hor mukh hor. They have one thing in their mind, another thing in their mouth. They're saying one thing, their actions are one thing, but actually andro kuch ho raha. Jin man hor mukh hor se kaande kachya. They'll be found to be impure. They'll be found to be kache, hale pakke nahi. They haven't become fully ripened. They have to go back in again. Yeah? And why? Guru knows everything. We can't get out of his way. Utthe sache hi saj nibde chun vak kade jajmaliya. So, thao na ho vai paudai, hun suniye kya ruwaya. Man andhe janam gavaya. If we don't get the gyan of our Guru, we will waste this life in darkness, in andhe. And we have to do that with Guru. So Maharaj then goes on to talk about then, what is the kind of people that are pure. Or kede loki hege that are actually pure inside and pure on the outside as well. Maharaj says, Jio Nirmal Bahro Nirmal, Bahro ta Nirmal, Jio Nirmal, Satgur te karni kamani, Kood ki soe pahuche nahi, Mansa sach samani, Janam ratan jini khatya palle se van jare, Keh nanak jin man nirmal, Sada rahe gur nale. Maharaj says, those people who are pure inside, Jio, Nirmal, and then Bahro Nirmal. Their actions, their words, and their mind is all aligned. That's what it is. They all aligned and aligned with purity, not aligned with falsehood. ठीक है ना? Those people, Maharaj says, Bahro ta Nirmal, Jio Nirmal, Satgur te karni kamani. By doing this, they are basically taking the Guru's teachings. Karni kamani means that when Guruji gives you upadesh, then you kamao it, or you earn that teachings. Karni is our actions. And they earn the actions by the Guru's teachings. So basically they put their teachings into action. Because Maharaj is telling us all the time in Bani, do it. This walk, this path, is not for just listening to it, it's for doing. That's why Maharaj says that this path, they say Gursikh meet chalo gur chali, jo gur kahe soi pal mano, har katha nirali. This way of Naam is very unique. So we must walk upon this path. We can't just get it by saying we're a Sikh. We're going to have to do it and follow this path. And by doing this, Maharaj says, if you earn the Guru's actions, they will get so much bliss. They will get so much happiness. They will get purified from within. And their focus will stay upon Guru. And what Maharaj says next is, Kood ki soe pahuche nahi mansa sach samani. You see, they get so much bliss, so much happiness. They're like living on a different planet. And if you're living in another country, the news of this country doesn't reach you. Kood ki soe means the news. Soe is news hai. The news of the falsehood doesn't even reach them. Kood ki soe pahuche nahi. And then mansa, asa mansa is your desires, their mind, their focus, sach samani, stays within such. Their focus stays in such because they don't even hear about the falsehood. Ponstini news. Yeah? So if you imagine living on a different planet, you can also say that when Bhai Suthray Shah was sitting there in the Sangat, when he said to Guru Sahib, Maharaj, look, they didn't even get the news about your Shabad, but they got the news about me swearing at them. In the same way, Guru Sahib has turned it around and said to the people, when they did Upadesh, Rahat avar kuch avar kamavat, man nahi preet mukho gandavat, then Guru Sahib gave bachan there, that if you stay focused upon Bani, if you don't get focused on Bani, no matter how much Bani you listen to, it's not going in. Your panda is upside down, the rain is falling, but you can't collect that because your pot is upside down. But if your pot is open, the Maharaj says that then the news of the falsehood wouldn't even reach their ears. They wouldn't even heard this guy standing up and talking. They wouldn't even remember what he said. Kuch aage kya ke chala gaya. Who cares? I will listen to the Shabad. But the thing is it's our situation, what we're like, that he was showing to Maharaj. So, Kood ki soe pahuche nahi mansa Sach Samani. To make it more real for us nowadays, it would mean, imagine you're walking on the street and you see money lying on the floor. Someone just dropped the money. You don't think, Meraklama. Their mind is never in that situation. They never get the wrong desire. When they get purified so much by Naam, that person automatically picks up that money, taps the person on the shoulder, says, you drop this. They don't get that desire, let me take some of this. They see a woman not wearing many clothes, and it's summertime now. For all the Singhs, it's harder in summertime. When you go outside, people aren't wearing that many clothes. Now, Maharaj is saying, Ki mansa sach samani. The such is that a Sikh should not be looking at another woman as apart from as a sister or a mother or a daughter. Yeah? So, for us, dekh paraiyan changiyan, mawa pehna tiyan jane. So, this is the thing. For us, our mind must stay in that. So, by purifying ourselves with Naam, by going into that, then when we see a woman, we'll think, pehna. Yeah, it's my sister. I should be looking. But we won't get that truth unless we go into the Shabad first. Because otherwise we'll assume it's okay. Assumption is not good. You need a guru to take away the bad assumptions and give you the truth. So, Kud ki soye pauche nahi mansa sach samani. Maharaj says, Janam ratan jinni khatya palle se van jare. Janam ratan. Their life, they've made into a jewel. Maharaj says, Heere jaisa janam hai, kodi badle jaye. We got this potential, the human potential to become one with God. But the potential means nothing unless we use it. So you can throw it away for pennies, which is the Maya, or you can make it into a jewel and actually earn the Shabad. And that's why Maharaj says, Guru ka Shabad ratan hai, Heere jit jadao. This Shabad is the jewel. What should you put on this Shabad? Our soul. Our soul attached to the Shabad makes it really valuable. So what this person does is they make their whole life worthwhile. They make their life worthwhile, and in Bani this is called Jeevan Safal ho gaya. Yeah?